secrets and treasures in Clockwork Knight 2. Role players, get ready. We're gonna show you Dragon Force.
We'll show you some strategies for Wolfenstein on 3DO.
We'll access all the latest info with the X-Band keyboard for the Super Nintendo.
And then we'll let you know what we thought of NHL Power Play on the Sega Saturn.
And the kid is learning a lot in Chicago. That's right. All about this thing called digital skin. How to sketch from artist John Tobias. And I'm drawing the curve of Warrior Babe Sonya Blade.
Our featured game is NHL Power Play 96. First up, shooting games. Let's twitch.
Shooter! Shooter! Shooter!
Wolfenstein is the granddaddy of all shoot-'em-ups. This version for 3DO has a lot more of what we look for in a shooter: fast action and blood and guts. You are William B.J. Blazkowicz, a fast action hero with lots of muscle and one thought: kill. Your mission? Work your way inside the Castle Wolfenstein, assassinate the Fuhrer, and get back out alive. You blast your way through 7 action-packed scenarios, so be prepared for a slaughterfest. This latest version of Wolfenstein 3D offers clean and fluid graphics and that same butt-kicking gameplay that made it such a hit on the PC. This is without a doubt one of the hottest games on 3DO, and possibly the best Wolfenstein 3D to date. For those of you that are inexperienced Wolfensteiners, this game offers plenty of power-ups, secret passages, and bad guys. BJ has half a dozen weapons of destruction to choose from. Machine guns, chain guns, rocket launchers. What more do you want? What, a flamethrower? Okay, here you go. So if you're looking for a game where the big excitement is picking up gold rings, Wolfenstein is not for you. This is all action. The graphics are excellent and the controls are sensitive, maybe even too sensitive. Sometimes it's kind of hard to line up a bad guy in your sights. Now, it's hard to believe, but Wolfenstein is kind of mild compared to Doom, and it's not quite as good a game overall. But there's something kind of wonderful about playing a great update to a true classic.
Here's a couple of strategies to help you survive Wolfenstein for the 3DO. The best way to kill an end boss is to constantly keep moving. This technique will keep him from trapping you in a corner.
If you kill an enemy in a doorway, his body will keep the door open so that you can blast anyone else who comes through.
All right, we're talking about the hot new video game War Gods. It's not out yet, but it will be soon. It's the first 3D, 360-degree fighting game, but more specifically today we're talking about the skin. The guy with the answers, lead artist and resident video game dermatologist, Jim Gentile. Jim, tell me all about it.
The way it differs from other games is that it's video data and not drawn from a computer or by the computer. So we actually take a model dressed in costume, videotape him, digitize the images, and then apply it to the wireframe model like that. So the end result is we get a character that looks real.
I want to know, how'd you get the guy to look like this?
I actually taunted him until he was quite upset, and then we got the right shot.
And the company paid for the hospitalization?
Yeah, I was out in about 3 weeks. No major damage, but a lot of emotional scarring.
Hey, it's a hot new game. It's called War Gods. I've played it. You should play it if you haven't already. Action! Action!
Sir Pepper Child III is back in part 2 of the Clockwork Knight saga. The first version ended with Princess Chelsea fast asleep, unable to wake up. Then suddenly, to add to her trouble, she's kidnapped. It's up to Pepper yet again to rescue the princess before sunrise. The gameplay is precisely the same as the first, but oh boy did they spruce up the graphics. Everything is computer rendered, and the surroundings, from a huge bathroom, library, and even the inside of a huge old clock, are colorful and fun. The animation is usually hilarious, and the bosses all still incredible looking. This snake-like creature is the first one, and watch what happens when Pepper finally figures out how to kill it. The music has the same old bouncy, goofy style as before, playing under Sir Pepper Chow's constant, determined, busy march toward the rescue of Princess Chelsea. hacking to bits anything or anybody that stands in his way, or bopping them with a huge red polka-dotted egg. Just like with the first Clockwork Knight, you have to look everywhere for certain secrets and certain treasures, occasionally going through the same section more than once. Throwing stun enemies will help you get rid of multiple enemies at a time. If something on screen looks suspiciously different from the rest of the objects, such as a weird colored block or book, it's a good idea to try moving it. You might find yourself rewarded with extra time or energy. Clockwork Knight 2 is every bit as fun and more challenging than the first edition. Now, I know you're too sophisticated for a game about kids' toys, but check this one out. It's one of the best scroller adventure games out there.
Here's how we felt about Clockwork Knight 2 for the Sega Saturn.
I really like this game a lot. It's got some pretty cool graphics, okay sound, the controls kind of goofy, but overall it's a lot of fun to play.
This game is acquired taste, and I think if you played the original, you probably will come back for more. I wasn't thrilled with the first one, and the graphics were just a little too cartoony for me.
Still to come on Twitch, it's MK3 Mania as we show you Ultimate MK3 and talk to artist John Tobias. Plus, we've got a score on the hot new hockey game for the Sega Saturn.
You're watching an Intro Television original. How often do you watch? Intro Television would like to get to know you, the viewer. Call 1-800-482-4101 and tell us about yourself and why you watch Intro Originals. Let Intro know. Call us at 1-800-482-4101.
One of the greatest concepts of the 20th century is home delivery. So why go out when you can order in? And nothing's more convenient to order than pay-per-view, where the latest Hollywood hits are right at your fingertips. When you order pay-per-view, you get great entertainment delivered right to your home. So for the best view of movies, turn to pay-per-view. Pay-per-view delivers.
If vegetable oil comes from vegetables and peanut oil from peanuts, where does baby oil come from? What's so smart about wisdom teeth? Why do you have to dry clean a raincoat? And how does Intro Television get 30 networks on one channel? Hey, life's full of mysteries, so why not watch the channel that's full of networks? Sports stations, global networks, family television, plus more than 24 others. At Intro Television, we may not have all the answers, but we've got lots of networks.
You found Twitch.
Role-playing game fans have always felt neglected because 32-bit consoles have not seen much in the way of quality RPGs. Well, your cries have been heard. Working Designs has released a role player of epic scale. Dragon Force is just what the doctor ordered for Saturn owners. Welcome to the land of Legendra, where you choose up to 8 different warlords, each with his own history and storyline. Your goal is to build up forces and recruit other generals in order to conquer the lands. It's really a combination RPG and strategy war simulation. The array of soldiers available runs from knights to samurai and even the undead. Now, if all your soldiers get killed, the generals will jump in and fight to the death. You command their every move. The bulk of the game is played in an overhead map view of Legendra, with towns and castles dotting the landscape. Battles will break out when you attempt to seize these villages or when opposing forces try to take over your troops. The battle scenes take place from a side-on view. Your troops are on the right, the enemy is on the left. Now, during the battle, you pick the camera angle to view the fighting from. By your command, the camera will follow the battle itself, which is a very cool feature. The Japanese-style cinemas and characters are well drawn, and the in-game graphics are clear and entertaining, and the music works well. It's never intrusive and always frames the action. The creators of Dragon Force say it will take a good player between 50 to 60 hours of gameplay to conquer it. There is so much here that it's quite possible. With so many warlords, storylines, and new armies to command, it shouldn't lose its play value anytime soon. Overall, it's well suited for die-hard RPG fans who like a little strategy thrown in. It's a tough game because you'll make decisions that will ultimately lead to successful conquest or crushing defeat at the hands of rival warlords. Set aside plenty of time, because that's what it's going to take to defeat Dragon Force.
Here's how we rated Dragon Force for the Sega Saturn.
If you're a fan of strategy and role-playing games, you're gonna love this one. I think the graphics could have been done better, but otherwise the gameplay is fantastic.
The graphics aren't going to make you want to go shout out, "Thank God I'm an American," but the sound and control round out an otherwise decent game.
Did you know that Clockwork Knight 2 has 7 hidden minigames? This is how you get to play them. Choose the Bosses Galore options, and while that title is on the screen, press up, up, right, right, down, down, left, left, X, Y, and Z. You'll hear a little tune and the word minigame will appear. Now choose Start to find the hidden minigame corner menu where you can choose to play 7 games with the little Pepper Chow character from the loading screen. Forks is a funny game for Earthworm Jim 2 fans. You'll face a crazy driving challenge in Horsey. Cannon 1 is like a super fast version of Space Invaders. Now that should be enough to drive you cuckoo on Clockwork Knight 2. Check it out.
This is the keyboard for the X-Band modem for Super Nintendo by Catapult.
The keyboard allows you to access X-Band features much easier and lets you send messages to cross-country opponents. All you do is plug it into the number 2 socket of your control deck.
X-Band users will appreciate the ease of navigating menus this provides. It also helps you send email a heck of a lot easier. They plan to include some games.
I really like the fact that they're using accessories for the X-Band modem now. I think it's something that's going to catch on. Gamers aren't used to this type of idea at first, but it's a lot of fun once you're hooked in.
You know, X-Band users have had it over every other gamer since day one. They were the guys involved in network gaming, and now this is exactly the kind of peripheral they needed to make sending email a lot easier. I think anybody who's playing on X-Band definitely needs the keyboard. I'm all for it.
Fighting! Fighting! Fighting!
The game that makes senators cringe just won't go away. Mortal Kombat 3 is now available for the Saturn, and this is the ultimate version of the game. Ultimate MK3 is an upgrade of the PlayStation version, but the story remains the same. Evil outworld overlord Shao Kahn has invaded the Earth realm and enslaved its population. It's time for our heroes to overthrow him and restore Earth to its normal state. Ultimate MK3 has several different modes of play. Normal Mortal Kombat is the old style of play, you versus an opponent or the computer. 4-player mode gets a 2-on-2 matchup going, and there's even an 8-player tournament mode for a true rumble on the couch. You'll find every character that's ever been included in any version of Mortal Kombat, including 3 hidden characters, Sub-Zero, Ermac, and Molina. They can only be accessed by entering a secret combat code at the appropriate screen. Be patient, we're working on it. Aside from the 3 hidden characters, there are 19 selectable fighters to choose from. Scorpion, Jade, Reptile, and Katana are new to this version, but made previous appearances in either the original Mortal Kombat or MK2. There are even new level backgrounds for all the new characters. If you remember the moves you picked up in the arcade, you'll feel right at home. That's because they haven't changed much on the Saturn. Now, some of the moves are pretty tough if you don't have a joystick, so you may want to grab one for this brawler. About the only thing that hasn't improved are the fatalities. It seems programmers are running out of ideas for finishing moves. Even though they're smooth and easy to execute, they've become pretty ridiculous. If you've stuck with the Mortal Kombat series this far, you'll eat this one up. The graphics are clean, and all the sounds and music from the arcade version are present and accounted for. For the arcade combatant, it doesn't get any better on a console system.
This guy is one of the most famous artists in video game history, John Tobias. He illustrated all the characters for the Mortal Kombat series. Pretty cool, huh? What's the difference between drawing regular, ordinary people and superhuman people?
You always try to exaggerate the proportions. You try to make them look like superheroes in every way.
I actually attempted that with my little drawing here. I like to call this guy Slash, my superhero from Mortal Kombat. Is it easier to draw guys or girls?
I think it's easy to draw guys. I have a lot more fun drawing women.
How can you improve upon this?
Well,
without laughing too hard.
Let's say Slash is a real mean guy, so obviously, you know, he's got kind of a scowl here. He's not a nice guy, so he needs a weapon to go along with what he does. So.
Were you the guy that won the Draw Cubby out of the newspaper?
No. Actually, I did enter those a bunch of times. I never won anything, though. Add some blades to his boots here. Maybe we give him, you know, a little strap here.
Like the bat belt.
Right, Slash has got his Slash belt.
Do you think this is a character that you would consider using?
Well, you know, he needs some work.
So, I mean, if I, like, check out Mortal Kombat 6,
right.
If I see Slash on there, I mean, I'm coming to you guys.
Okay.
I am. Well, I just learned something from the master. I learned a lot, actually. Now, let's see if I can put it to use.
Practice hard and make us proud, Grasshopper.
When Twitch comes back, Steve dukes it out with the model for Sonya Blade. And it's Hockey Madness on the Saturn when we review NHL Power Play and give you the codes for NHL All-Star Hockey.
Classic Sports Network.
To Michael Jordan. What a finish!
Here comes the doctor. Julius goes to the side of the line. Oh, yeah! It's a home run! Oh, yeah! Magic for three. Yes!
Classic Sports Network. Tonight, Frozen in Time features Team USSR and Team Canada hockey. And he must be in the front row, the legend of Bob Uecker. Classic Sports Network, tonight at 6 Eastern on Intro Television.
You're watching the next step in television. Intro Television, the world's first sampler channel. Your inside look at what's coming to cable TV. We introduce you to lots of networks you've never seen before. You'll see what's coming on the cable horizon. And we'll listen to what you have to say about it. At Intro Television, we give you a lot to look over. Namely, more than 30 different networks a week. It's a new TV experience every step of the way. Intro Television, a world of networks on one channel.
Don't fight it. You got the impulse, the nerves, that gut feeling. Give in. Twitch. Twitch brings the world of video games alive. Your hosts lead you through the hottest new games, give you the lowdown on inside info, and shows the goods you just gotta have.
Don't just play the game, live it with Twitch, Fridays and Saturdays on Intro Television.
Terry Mayhew, owner, Terry's Costume Closet. From the crazy to the cosmic to the classic, Terry has a lot of character.
I've set a simple goal. Watch the Cartoon Network on Intro Television.
You can tune in to classic characters on Friday nights because the Cartoon Network is on Intro Television. Enjoy a night of timeless cartoon fun for the whole family. Hey, Terry, try this one on. The Cartoon Network, Friday night on Intro Television.
Finally, a channel that understands me.
Set a simple goal. Watch Intro Television.
I'm not happy unless I'm twitching.
All right, I'm putting use what I just learned from John Tobias. And who better to draw than that butt-kicking babe from Mortal Kombat. You know her as Sonya Blade, but get to know her as Carrie Hoskins. Do your thing, man. Let's see your moves.
How about this?
Looks good. Okay, got that one.
About that?
Not quite what I had in mind. Well, who's your favorite superhero?
I was in love with Superman. I wanted to be Wonder Woman so I could date Superman. Did you guys see this? Look at this. Look at this.
That's your lipstick.
Yeah, I usually smear it all over my face. What's wrong with you?
I think she's calling me out. I don't want to
Bring it
hurt you.
on.
I don't want to hurt you or anything.
Let's go. Your nose is broken. It's up in your brains. You're dead.
Okay, I was coming up behind you and did this. What would you do?
I'd take my hand and grab it.
Let's just assume, you know, after you're done signing it, what do you say I be Superman to your Wonder Woman? That's it. We better leave you before somebody gets hurt.
Sports! Sports! Sports!
If you're a fan of hockey, NHL Power Play 96 by Virgin is a sight for sore eyes. It's got great action, lots of extra features, and a play-by-play announcer who actually sounds like he's at the game.
Calgary goal. Scored by number 10, Gary Roberts.
It features 4 play modes. There's an exhibition mode for practicing your playmaking and shot selection. Full season mode takes you through all 80-plus games of an NHL season on your way to try for the Cup, or you can skip the season and head right to the Stanley Cup playoffs. A World Tournament mode will pit you against the best teams in the world. Up to 6 players can get into the body, checking with an optional multiplayer adapter. And that's really where this game is at. There are game options galore, covering everything: penalties, complete season stats, coach a team rather than play the game, audio controls, editing lines, changing goalie control, and yes, the mandatory controller setup. The in-game graphics are fair. There isn't a lot of fun stuff to look at, but what is here is clean and easy on the eyes, which is what really matters in a game that moves this fast. Noticeably missing here is camera angle control. The camera pans and zooms on its own throughout the game, but it's rarely intrusive or badly placed. The pace of the game is slower than other hockey titles, but for the game player who prefers the strategy of a 5-on-4 power play or the slowed-down checking style of Colorado Avalanche, it's just fun. The music is always very good, reminiscent of a television broadcast, and it's enhanced by the excellent play-by-play announcer. He always follows the action perfectly, and the commentary is never overdone. He announces not only the player's number, but their name and also their assists and goal scores. Hockey fans will be sad to hear that there is no fighting in this game, and there aren't any interesting end-of-period animations, but the redeeming qualities should far outweigh these minor gripes. For anyone that has followed the hockey season and has the Hockey Jones, it's going to be tough to get disappointed by NHL Power Play 96. It's a great game with every licensed team and player. The world teams put it right over the top as far as team selection and stats. This should keep hockey fans busy for quite a while.
We've been checking out NHL Power Play 96 for the Sega Saturn. Unlike NHL All-Star Hockey, which looked like an 8-bit game, this one's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, at certain times during the game, I felt like I was actually watching a TV broadcast because they motion captured all the players, so they look realistic.
Yeah, and the announcer seems to know every single name of every single player in the game.
And that's really amazing because it's got the world teams in it, too. I mean, that's a lot of memory to use up for names.
Yeah, but it is kind of hard. I thought it was hard to score a goal, though.
Oh, definitely hard. I mean, I got to the point where I had to pull the computer goalie away from the goal to score any goals.
Oh, so that's how you're beating the computer all the time.
Exactly. If you're a hockey nut like I've become, you're going to love the TV-style graphics in this game. The play control is great. It's a solid hockey title.
This is definitely a lot better than NHL All-Star Hockey. The graphics are really nice. The sound is excellent. It is kind of hard to score a goal, but I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it.
How about some fun ways to make NHL All-Star Hockey for your Saturn a little more interesting? For all these codes, you'll want to start the game in any mode. Press L plus R plus X plus Y plus Z simultaneously. Then release the buttons. Now when you hear the national anthem, you'll be able to enter the following codes. Press L plus R for giant players. A plus B for short players. Press A plus X for a black hole at center ice. Now a puck left untouched will slowly be pulled into the center of the rink. So who says you have to be so serious when you're crashing the boards in NHL All-Star Hockey? Don't turn that VCR off yet. The Twitch Tip Recap reviews all the codes we showed you earlier.
Like the Twitch? Intro Television's got back-to-back episodes of your favorite video game review show. Wake up early with Intro Television and Twitch tomorrow at 8 Eastern.
A presidential election. A man destined for greatness. A woman sworn to protect him.
All units, code red.
You're a moving target out there.
Sherilyn Fenn and Paul Winfield as Senator Alan Lasky. The Assassination File. A Stars Pictures original production. Only on Stars in October. Stars, a better movie channel. One of the great movies from TCI Choice Theaters.
Everyone knows a group of deer is called a herd. But did you know there's a skulk of foxes, a husk of hares, a labor of moles? How about a rout of wolves or a sloth of bears? There are lots of names for a crowd of creatures in the forest. But there's only one name for a collection of networks on one channel. Intro Television, a world of networks on one channel.
You're watching Intro Television, a world of networks on one channel. Next, the latest and the greatest from the world of entertainment. Take a sneak peek at movies and events coming to pay-per-view with a pay-per-view special. Next.
Here's the Twitch tip recap. To play the 7 hidden mini-games in Clockwork Knight 2, choose the Bosses Galore option, and while that title is on the screen, press up, up, right, right, down, down, left, left, X, Y, and Z. You'll hear a little tune and the word minigame will appear. Now choose Start to find the hidden minigame corner menu, where you can choose to play 7 games with the little Pepper Chow character from the loading screen. To make NHL All-Star Hockey for your Saturn a little more interesting, start a game in any mode. Then during the player introductions, press L plus R plus X plus Y plus Z simultaneously. Then release all the buttons. Now during the national anthem, you'll be able to enter the following codes. Press L plus R for giant players, A plus B for short players, press A plus X for a black hole at center ice. Have any secret tips or codes you want to share on Twitch? Email them to us along with your comments at intro@tcinc.com or send us a letter at Intro Television, 4100 East Dry Creek Road, Littleton, Colorado, 80122. On the next Twitch, we've got codes for Ridge Racer Revolution, and we'll wrap up our electronic art series on the making of video games, plus review a hot fighting sequel on the PlayStation.